Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Mon 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 Monsters, a Taiwanese horror film from 2017. So, Shu-wei is a meek, straight-A student with no friends who gets harassed by his classmates. He has recently been framed of stealing money at school and is further humiliated in front of the class by a gang of bullies. Both Shu-wei and the bullies are punished and told to perform community service for the elderly, but they come across some nasty ghouls that they must deal with. Now, I saw this movie listed on Amazon Prime in the United States, so I watched it primarily because I like to keep up with the Asian horror film industry whenever possible. But I've got to be honest with you, this movie surprised me. Maybe it was the title, Mon 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 Monsters, that had me expecting like a really dumb comedy with some lame humor and horror elements mixed in, but that is certainly not the case here. There's actually very little humor in this film. In fact, it's rather mean-spirited and kind of intense, believe it or not. It opens with a bloody, macabre kill scene involving like two nasty-looking ghouls. You're not really sure what they are at first, but they kind of explain it later. They kind of look like humanoid demons that have like a big sister, little sister relationship going on, but you're not really sure early on. But again, their origins are kind of cleared up a bit later in the film. And to add to the mean-spiritedness of this film, the bullying aspect is really emphasized. I mean, you do get like the typical stuff early on of, physical abuse in school between the classmates, which effectively adds a sense of frustration for the protagonist and the viewer. It's very easy to sympathize with the lead in this. But we also get a very multi-dimensional relationship between the protagonist and his bullies. This is the part of the film that is particularly fascinating to me because it's very psychological and very fluid. Like, your interpretation of the relationships of the human characters in this film, it changes at times. And also, our main character is kind of pulled in different directions emotionally. I think the scriptwriters did a really good job with the bullying theme in this, and it's present throughout the entirety of the movie. I mean, that's the foundation of the film. And with a lot of, impressive horror films, a lot of times they'll have a dramatic foundation, and that's what this has, I think. And that's the aspect of Mon 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 Monsters that kind of sets it apart from a lot of other horror films. It kind of makes it a memorable experience, actually. I really need to emphasize that the dramatic core of the film, I think, works well. It's also a bit more creative than I was initially expecting. Given the plot synopsis, it could have been like a generic story of a bunch of kids going off and they get attacked by ghosts or something, and it just plays out like that. But it does not play out that simply at all. Yeah, I'm being as vague as I can to avoid spoilers. There are some unexpected events. It kind of disarms you as a viewer because you're not really expecting it to happen. It's really kind of interesting. You're not really sure what's going to happen at certain points. A non-spoiler example, later on in the film, there's a scene involving a teacher and one of the bullies, and the situation just like turns 180 degrees. Like someone has like the dominant relationship in the classroom, and it turns, and it's convincing, and it's pretty cool. I really liked it. It kind of, this film does kind of pull the rug out from under you a few times, and it does a good job of that. Most of the horror content, again, it's visceral enough and violent enough to be impactful, but there's a lot of dramatic content in this. The horror kind of flows from the drama, so it's not like a horror film that's just jam-packed with horror scenes. Most of the horror scenes come like near the second half, I would say. They're kind of peppered in. But still, it's pretty entertaining stuff. I mean, in a nutshell, without giving away spoilers, I would say that I actually kind of strongly recommend Mon 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 Monsters. As stupid as the title sounds, I think you really need to check this out. If you want to keep up with like modern day Asian horror, I would say that this is practically a must-watch, actually. Taiwan has made a few notable films over the years. More recently, they've done the Tag-Along franchise, which, the first film was pretty solid. But I think this film is probably the best Taiwanese horror film that I've seen. and it's pretty strong. It's a pretty strong flick, so check it out. It's on Amazon streaming in the United States, and as always, we'll see you next time.